Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're joining us. Welcome to Discussion Corner with Favor. I'm your host, Favor Ayahu. I'm really sorry. I apologize for starting late today. Just a little problem, but we're here now. And today, you know what we are going to be discussing, right? We are going to be discussing politics, women in politics. And as you can see on the screen, we have the 2019 presidential flag bearer and the chairman of the National Interest Party in person of Barrister EUNICE ATUEJIDE. She is one person that you are going to be so amazed at all she has achieved in life. And I just have few things about her on the screen. No, she's no longer 39. She's 40 now. And she's the founder of National Interest Party. She's a legal practitioner. She has how many degrees again? She can speak several languages. She's been to over 76 countries around the world and not less than 130. Jesus, 130 cities across the globe. Oh my God. Please, I need to bring her up to tell us more about herself. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome our guest for today, Barrister EUNICE ATUEJIDE. Good evening, ma.
Good evening, my dear. All of you that like to go and be talking about all these things that we were just using a physics to come and do politics. There are more important things now. How are you, my dear? Well
they are
done.
all
I'm so happy
important.
to,
They're all important.
Okay, happy to be with you. Happy to be with you.
It's
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm so glad to have the opportunity.
I should be thanking you, ma.
Now,
it's
wow.
not easy to have you on our show. Like when people saw the flyer, they were like, "Are you serious? Are you serious?" You can imagine. So I'm really happy to have you on the show. Thank you so much, ma, for joining us. Okay, let's go into the show proper today. If someone had asked me, let's say 10, 15, or how many years ago, what do you think EUNICE ATUEJIDE would be in the next how many years? I would possibly say, okay, because she's someone who loves to see everyone happy, comfortable. She likes to help the poor. She likes to do all this. And I would have said, okay, maybe she would possibly run an NGO where she would take care of all the orphans around the world, because I know she's capable of doing that. But in 2018, everything just changed. Towards the end of 2018, I started seeing flyers. I remember asking Joku, I said, why Antinis in politics? He said to me, I wish you get the opportunity to speak to her one day to ask her why politics. So that brings me to my first question today. Ma, why politics?
It's really easy. If something is wrong, and it's wrong as a whole in a country, you can't make any change until you make changes politically. The decisions that the politicians are making is why you have good or bad roads, is how you have light or no light, is why you have Amajiris or no Amajiris, is why you have Boko Haram or not. All the things that are wrong with Nigeria today is wrong because the politicians are making the wrong decisions and are not making decisions that cause the kind of give us the kind of result we need to see as a people. So it became politics for me because I said we need people like me making those decisions for the rest of us. Like you rightly said, I am happiest when everybody on earth is happy. I am most comfortable when everybody else is comfortable. Do you know I can have $1 billion right now in my hands? I will remember to buy a dress for myself, but I will probably clothe absolutely everybody I set my eyes on, because for me, the important thing in life is for everybody collectively to be happy. And my own happiness is probably going to come from just seeing them happy. So I'm going to invest my time, energy, money, whatever I have into achieving that happiness. And I realize I want that happiness, that progress, that joy, that comfort, good things that I have seen in all these countries you said I have been to. I want to see it with my people in Nigeria. And I said, I can't see it with forming NGOs, even though I have some. I can't see it with educating people a lot more, but I will see it when I get into politics and I'm helping the rest of us there to make the kind of decisions that will bring that kind of result. And I said, okay, politics it is. And here I am. And I'm not going away. People are thinking that I just came to shakara them. I'm here to stay. I'm not going. Let them jam me with anything. This one, no, I am here to stay. I'm not going anywhere. We'll get it
Okay.
right.
Okay, definitely we'll get it right. And talking about going into politics, you didn't just go into politics. You came in. There were several political parties out there who were ready to. They were. I'm sure they were going to fight to have you on their team, considering all that you have and everything. But you came in and started a new political party, which is the National Interest Party. Why
Mm-hmm.
didn't you work with the already existing party? Considering that you're a woman, you're a woman, and I think it was kind of, some people felt it was too forward for you to have
Okay.
started an NGM, to have started a
A
political
political
party
party.
on your own. So why did you take the step to?
Okay, now when we became interested, because I went to law school in Nigeria and a lot of us came from abroad to do the law school. So while we were there, we were doing a lot of work, helping people in the neighborhood, helping women, pregnant women, paying school fees for them, teaching some of the children, getting the ones on the streets in school. But it was just a small community in Buari, Abuja. And we're like, the level of sadness, grief, suffering that we were seeing in that small community is actually applicable in the whole country. So no matter how much we work hard to help that particular community, it will not be a millionth of the amount of people we need to reach. And no matter how rich we are, no matter how much we raise, we'll never be able to affect as many lives as we can if we were in politics and making the policies that were needed to get those things, put the things that needed to be in place in place. So we decided, okay, let's go with, we wanted to actually be an NGO, a movement that would be putting pressure on politicians. But then when we're debating, we realized that there are several NGOs and all of them put pressures, and during elections they will pay them something, pay them, I don't know, take care of them somehow, and then the pressures will stop, elections will be done, the guys will win, and then we are back to where we started from. Then we saw the bigger parties. In fact, we actually made up our minds, let all of us, we're almost 5,000 of us, let's go to PDP. Let's take over the structures of PDP and take over the party, and then we'll make all the changes we need, and we'll take the party, and our people will contest under the party, and they'll take over and they'll help. So then when we started trying to get into PDP, we saw that no matter what we did, PDP works like Nigeria. They bless their own people. They know who they are giving. Just look at what is happening with APC right now. They just do what they want to do. It's a thing of godfathers, and it's not about competition that is fair. It's about who has been blessed. So we said that if we enter PDP, we're going to be as useless as now that we are not even in politics at all. So let us form our own party. That's actually how it came. We checked PDP, we checked PPA, we checked several parties, and we realized that they had similar structures in terms of how candidates were picked when it came to elections. They all do this delegate system, and all the delegates are already pre-bought. Before you even come to the election, they've already decided who is winning it. So we couldn't be part of that kind of system. So we decided to form a party that was digital in nature, that everything will be transparent. We'll use blockchain technology to build our electoral platforms, do all our elections online transparently. Anybody and everybody can contest. As long as the people vote for you, you are the person we are going to present to INEC. Whenever we come to INEC, we just do our sittings, confirm our candidates, and we are good. So that was what we decided, that the best way to go was to go through politics. And then as we're going through politics, go through politics transparently. And then when we take over, because that was actually the plan, we wanted to come over and take over the government and then do the right things by everybody and make sure that the country will come to, will move forward. So when we eventually take over, we'll now, build the country and people will understand that this is how things are done. Things should be transparent, whether in law, whether in policy making, whether in civil service, whether anywhere and everywhere, transparency can work, starting with our party. We succeeded with our party, but we did not win office. In fact, none of our candidates won anything. So all of us are still here thinking about the ways that we can still help, and working now with several different parties, helping candidates in every party we can see, as long as we believe that you are good enough for whatever you're asking to be voted for, will support you. So that's what we're doing now, being everywhere and trying to get Nigerians to understand that it is mostly about the candidates, not about the political parties where they are running, but about Nigeria. And through the candidates, we'll be able to bring the country to where it needs to be.
Okay. From what you posted today about your support towards Obaseki, not as a party but as a person,
I honestly don't care where he goes. If he goes back to APC, I will still support him under APC. If he decides to go to Labour Party, I'm going to support him. Whether anywhere he goes, I don't care. I
want you to clarify something, because from the comments of your supporters, they feel that you have a personal kind of hatred for, let's say, APC or something like that, and so long as someone is not in APC, the person is your candidate. I think that's
I actually supported many candidates under the APC. In fact, 90% of the candidates I supported in Rivers State before APC was disqualified were APC members. You understand? Then when you come to what state was that, there were so many really good APC candidates. I think that may have been in Adamawa or in Kebbi states. There was another state in the north where they gave me the profiles of them, and there were women. I have a tendency to support women no matter what parties they go to. In fact, sometimes it's too biased when it's a woman. So I had my own candidates step down for those APC candidates because they were women. And I said, let's support them. Because they had a better chance to win, and they would have been very good. In fact, they are really good legislators from what we are seeing today. So I had my own people step down their campaigns and support those people. They were all APC members. I have no issues with APC or PDP or NIP or MDP or whatever. I don't care what platforms my people are running under. But once I recognize you as a very strong woman who deserves a chance, as a very serious politician, or a politician who is less evil than the other option. For example, when I made a decision about Atiku or Buhari, it was just that Buhari was the worst evil. Atiku was a much lesser evil and a much more, like, for me, I could see ways that he could help the country that Buhari would not be able to do even if he's given 100 years to help Nigeria. And I said to myself, people, let's go. I was even campaigning to the end. It was 1 week, that 1 week where they postponed elections, that I realized that, man, if we leave this thing, Buhari will continue to be president. I didn't want it. So I told my people, let's stop campaigning for me. Let's go with Atiku so we can at least remove Buhari. So, in fact, to be honest, in APC, Buhari was the only person I did not support. Most of the other places.
That's to say that some people at the end felt that women cannot rule Nigeria with what happened towards the end of the elections, where you had to make your people support another party. So it was that made a lot of people, they felt like women can easily be influenced somehow, because I thought from the beginning you had a bit of support from a lot of people, and it was really encouraging to see people supporting you as a woman coming out. But something happened towards the end, and everyone started feeling like, definitely, is a woman, you didn't expect less, and all that kind of feeling. So there is a question that I want to ask now. Do you think that women actually really do understand what politics is?
I don't think it has anything to do with gender. Women understand, men understand, women don't understand, men don't understand. It's all about knowing the purpose. You are coming into politics to serve and following it with all your heart, putting everything you have into it and achieving it. That's the way I see it. And I believe a lot of women see it that way too. But whatever way they see or understand it, it's not for me to judge anybody. And it's never for you to judge anybody by gender. It has nothing to do with anybody's sex. Now, Atiku, fine. I wasn't a threat. Even if I wasn't a threat to Atiku. However, when the election was postponed on the 16th of February to the 23rd, I was also a stakeholder because I was the national chairman of my party, and I was also an officer of IPAC, Inter-Party Advisory Council. So from the things we saw at the back end, we saw that APC had already even written results at the time. So in order not to let their effort to hype results and everything become true, I decided that everybody who was supporting me would do Nigeria a bigger favor of supporting Atiku so that we can at least get rid of Buhari and start moving this country forward, even if it will take us a little longer, because it is still one of them that we are bringing. But at least amongst the two of them, Atiku and Obi were definitely a better option than Buhari and Osibanjo. And I said, let's go, guys. Stop. I started campaigning seriously. I went to the UK, got money, and started mobilizing people, go back home, vote for Atiku, that kind of a thing, because it was the right thing to do for Nigeria. It was the right call to call for Nigeria. It had nothing to do with my gender. It had nothing to do whether I was a woman, whether I could do the trip, whether I could take the risk, whether I could do the it had nothing to do with that.
Okay, I have a question of yes or no answer now. I have a
Yes.
question of yes or no answer. The question is, are you a feminist?
No.
But you believe a woman can do anything.
Yes,
She can
a
occupy
woman,
any position.
100%. A woman can occupy any position. A woman can take control of any situation. There is no difference between what a man can do and what a woman can do when it comes to decision making, applying decisions, implementing actions, and there's no difference as far as I'm concerned. So what I don't understand is a lot of different aspects of feminism. Sometimes when they raise some of the things they believe in, it conflicts with some of the things I believe in. There are lots of things they believe in that is okay with what I believe in. But at the end of the day, what I realize is I am not fighting men. I don't have to fight men. I am not up against the men. I don't have to be up against the men. I don't have to control the men. I don't need any of those things. I want equality. I want the men to have exactly the same rights as us women. I don't want us to have more rights than them, and I don't want them to have more rights than me. But it doesn't manifest in some of the things or some of the ways that some of the people who call themselves feminists do it. And so because of that, I don't want that tag at all. I want to be able to do what is right by every gender, men and women alike. If there's abuse for a man, I will take it as seriously as I take the abuse for a woman, or the abuse for a child, or the abuse for a gay person, or the abuse for an old woman. It doesn't matter to me what denominations they fall into. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Fair is fair, unfair is, you know what I mean? So I don't want any of those tags. I'm not here only for the women. I'm not here only for the men. I'm not here only for the children. I'm here for everybody.
Okay. This question says, what should be done so that political party leaders can embrace a level playing field for female and main gender in party politics?
In party politics, one of the problems that we have is that even though we are supposed to actively do whatever we can to make sure that there are at least 30 to 35% women in each of our political parties and holding strong positions and making decisions, our political parties don't practice what they preach. These are things that we've agreed for the 2 years that I was in IPAC. It was always part of it. We even made a code of conduct that required that you always have at least 30% of the women of the positions in any political party executive board. You also have at least 30% must be women. Nobody does it because somehow there's a way we see the woman in Nigeria, and there's a way even the woman sees herself. Somehow we don't see ourselves as equal with the men. So because of that, we take it. But it's not what it should be. Political parties need actually to allow the women the opportunity to even contest fairly and take positions in the political party so that the decisions can be more balanced. So practicing what we preach is what I would like to see more from the leadership of different political parties in Nigeria, so that we will now have a fairer playing ground for everybody, young, old, men, women. Everybody should be able to come out, tell the rest of us what they can do for us, and convince us to support them. And when we decide to give them that support, nobody should be able to say, no, because I gave you money. No, because you are the person I brought you into politics. No, because I was the one that gave you the opportunity to be the woman leader or the secretary or whatever. Nobody should have the capacity to influence you against what you really want to do because of whatever opportunities they gave you or they can give you or whatever money they can pay you. Political parties do exact same things as you see with our people in the country, whether it is the politicians that will arrest journalists for abusing them, or all those things you see, they happen in the political parties. So until the political parties start doing what they are preaching, we'll probably always have the same problem with bringing out the worst of us to come and contest the election, so that at the end of the day, we will always be picking between the devil and the blue sea. So we'll see them. Is it that Buhari or Atiku? Both of them are bad, but okay, let me just follow Atiku because I don't want this one to come and do Sharia, So we need to see more of the quality candidates, and then be able to pick, even if it is just strictly APC and PDP we have, let it be the best of Nigeria on the two sides, so that whichever one we pick, we are still okay. That's what we need to see with our political parties.
Okay. Today we're actually not talking about Buhari and Atiku. We are talking about you as a woman and women in politics. So the next question here is, how can women be encouraged on the need to form and sustain strong advocacy groups that will push the government into action on implementation of gender equality laws in Nigerian politics?
We have that. We have a lot of very, very strong advocacy groups. Some of them even manage to pass bills, put bills, do the work, and bring bills into the state assemblies, into the National Assembly, that's the Senate and the House of Representatives. But as they are bringing those bills, one person will just stand down and then we quench it, and it's over. So the problem is not that there's not enough advocacy. There's quite a lot of advocacy. It's just falling on deaf ears. So we women need to actually help put better leaders in government. Our National Assembly members, our executive members, they should be people that will listen when those bills get to them. If we pick the right leaders, the advocacy we have right now would be enough to get some of these things passed into law. But even before it becomes something that passes into law, those executive people would have led by example by making sure they have 50-50 women in government. It's easy to do. There are plenty. There are way too many highly qualified Nigerian women doing amazing things home and abroad. You can appoint them into government because they are willing to go and fight for votes, because they are afraid of the violence and all the things and punishment they will suffer just to try and get votes. It happens to both men and women. They don't want to go through that process, but they are capable. So allow them. When you
so you believe that they have enough advocacy groups?
There are very many advocacy groups doing amazing work in Nigeria, but everything they do get quenched when it comes to the places where the policies and the laws and the orders need to be made, so that the other parts of the country may even start to implement. And there are even some parts of the laws that are already quite good, but they are still not achieving much, because when it comes to the part of implementation, the people who are responsible for that part will still quench it, because they just believe, what are they doing here? They should go home and take care of their children. So the problem is not necessarily the level of advocacy, but mostly about the people who are in charge of making and implementing those laws. They are not listening, and they are not willing to listen. And the only way to make sure they listen is to put different kind of mindsets in charge of those positions. Because as long as the mindsets that are in charge of our positions, or if our executive, judiciary, our legislature in Nigeria are these people that believe that the best place for a woman is in the bedroom or in the kitchen, as long as they are the ones in charge, nobody will do anything with anything and everything that the advocacy groups say.
But if you also check, there's several ladies out there, young women or even matured women, don't even take interest in politics. They don't really care about what happens in politics.
Because it's difficult. They are watching the Oshomoles publicly disgrace themselves. They are watching the Buharis raise the hand of a Ganduje and tell everybody to vote Ganduje, even after he's been shown to have taken bribe of as much as $5 million in cash. They will say he didn't see the video. When women see all these things and they watch people like Natasha Akpoti being shot at and her house being burnt and all the things they do, they hear about the ones that get raped, they hear the ones that get shot, they hear about the ones that they kidnap. When you hear all these things, whether you're a man or woman, you have to rethink it before you bring yourself into this arena. You can't blame anybody that says the Nigerian politics of today, I am not doing. You can't blame them. So what I am saying is, let those of us that have decided that whatever they want to do, however they want to play it, we are going in there, we are going to fight it out, we are going to get this thing done. Let those of us who have that heart to do that, get in and do the ruffle with them. However, let us not forget those ones that will never ever come into that mud with us, but are capable, willing, able, and desirous of the opportunity to help the country. When people like me become governors or the president, it is now our duty to bring those people in as appointees, political appointees, and then let them help develop the country the way it should be done. So it's not compulsory that they come into the arena and fight it out with everybody else, but they can still come in when the right people are chosen by way of appointments.
Okay, do you think that there should be a kind of educational or institutional approach towards encouraging women to go into politics? That's to say, maybe encourage more women to read political science. I think maybe that would build them up more to be able to say, okay, I can stand political wahala when I go in there and all that. So do you think there should be a kind of approach, maybe institutional, maybe educational, to close the gap on the knowledge?
And I think it's more about soft learning. It's not so much about this structured learning that you go and do in schools or polytechnics or whatever, but this kind of soft learning where we push messages on the media, where we, like what you're doing now is a very good way to encourage women to come into the arena and see if they can withstand it. There are several that came, even in this 2019, that would never dare it again. What they saw was something that they just cannot imagine was possible to go through as a human being, and they will never touch politics again. There are others out there that are looking for people to encourage them so that they can even come in, show their talents, and get votes and get voted and get elected so they can help the country. There are others like that. But what I believe is, let's not require institutional, educational, whatever to be compulsory for anybody to read anything. But those who are interested, let them be able to access information. It's not necessary that you read political science to come to politics. In fact, anywhere you are, whatever your education, what matters is your level of integrity, your desire for political change, your interest in moving things by negotiating with others, discussing with others, coming to terms with large groups who don't have the same interest with you, being able to parley with people that are so different from you, but still being able to, or being interested in working together with them to achieve some level of progress for everybody else, sometimes even against your own self. People like that are the people that need to come on board and start to see ways that they can come in and, ways that they can help. Not necessarily every woman, it's not even every woman that can withstand the pain and the anger and the stress that is in politics. It's truly not even every man. There are several men that would not even dare it. Like the thought of it will make them cringe. So it's really about your personality and what motivates you and your capacity for taking stress. So if you look at all those qualities and you know that I can do this, why? Come in. It will be difficult, but over the years, you will eventually start to figure out how to do it, and it will now start making sense and coming together and probably even working out for you. So I don't think we should develop an institutional method of sorts to bring in women, but we can give them opportunities by appointing them, by encouraging them to stick with the fight. And there are several women that are doing well. I mean, Uche Kunife can go from APC to PDP, she will still win. It doesn't matter what platform that she goes on, she will still win. And there are women like, of course, you will say that Remi Tinubu is her husband's influence, but she's still there. There are several women in politics that do what they need to do and get the results they want to see, because they refuse to give up no matter what anybody says or does. I think that's the correct approach. Allow everybody to discover their own particular interests, their own methods, apply them, mix them up, and achieve the results that they want to see for themselves and for their communities.
Okay, thank you, Ma. This question is civil society organizations, especially the ones that are centered on women, women in politics, they seem kind of weak. Yes, they seem kind of really weak, and I don't know why. So I want to ask, what is the way out of their lukewarmness towards
Okay, now they are not weak. I know a lot of them. I worked with a lot of them during the process. Like a lot of them were trying their best to help. They will always call you for, skills development. They will always call all these symposiums, seminars, and everything. And I attended quite a bit of them. But there was one thing I was very sure of. They were getting nowhere. Not because they were not making efforts and spending money. And sometimes I know that the knowledge they are impacting is helping some of the candidates that they are impacting those knowledge on. But they were not going to get power by doing the things they were doing. Educating the people, getting them to have an idea and an interest and helping them nurture that interest in politics, yes. But getting them to actually win elections, highly unlikely, because elections in Nigeria is plenty money. If you don't go up and make the money you need to do the things you need to do, you're going to keep making noise for a long time. It's not going to come to anything. Another thing is they focus too much on the theory. Politics is not theory. You go to the field. You go out there and you talk to people and try and convince them to support you. You give them reasons why you're the best person for the job. And you keep at it until they come and give you their votes. You don't sit in any room and be taking lectures. It won't help. So I know that it helps in terms of, gingering the women and maybe giving them some recount of what other women have done. They come in, they talk to them, they tell them what they've done so that they can have different, opinions that they can sample and then put together to make up their minds the way they want to go. But at the end of the day, even though the NGOs are not stagnant, they are not doing nothing, they are actually doing a lot. Some of them spend millions of dollars every year trying to help women get into government. The reason I believe it's not working is that it's too theoretical. There is no better teacher than the field. The women, more and more and more of the women should be encouraged in the field. And the way to encourage them in the field is to give them the money they need to get the results they need in the field. As long as you are there preaching, you are only helping them only for as long as they don't know the things you are preaching to them about. But when these NGOs are able to, which unfortunately our laws don't allow them to, when they are able to put money in the campaigns of these women, then they may actually be able to help those women. But the law refuses to allow NGOs to support anybody. It's only political parties and individuals that can support politicians. So the law even handicaps them. Our constitution does not allow NGOs to support candidates.
Yes, because I think NGOs are meant to be non-governmental and non-partisan.
Exactly. So if an
Unless you
NGO
have,
starts to put money in a politician's journey, they will be offending the law.
yes.
So you can't blame them for always gathering women for educational, motivational talks, and that is actually the most they can do because our laws our laws do not permit them do not permit them to do more than that. So the NGOs in Nigeria are very strong, they are very vocal, and they are very concerned, and they do a lot. I tell you, they do a lot, but they are ineffective because they can't do the things that matter, which is to raise money for the female candidates. If they take away the part of the constitution that forbids external people from helping women become political, like get elected politically, if they take away that law that prevents NGOs from raising money for women, I believe that there will be more women in power because there will now be many more ways for women to get the financial backing they need to project themselves and get elected. But the NGOs are restricted in that way, so there's not much they can do.
Okay. We have a question from Uchechi. She says, It is harder for female candidates to be seen as capable compared to men. Why?
It's just the way we think. It's just, our society is very patriarchal. We are used to telling the women that they belong in the kitchen and the bedrooms because that's how we were brought up. It's what we were taught to believe. If you're a good cook, you will get a husband. The way to your husband's heart is through his tummy. There's so many things that our mothers will instill in us, that this is why, or what we are here to do is to service the interests of the men, or whatever it is. And all of these things have become a way of thinking. So when a woman comes up, the first thing they think is that, she know if you do this one now because now kitchen and bedroom, now they raise them for, So it is a mindset, but it's a mindset we can undo by allowing and accepting that there are more and more and more strong women out there who are capable, and then those women need to even come out more safe. We need to see people like the Awoshikas of First Bank running for office. It doesn't even matter on what level. Just let them come so that we will listen to the people that are thinking they are not capable. Bring the ones that you believe are capable. Put this one that you think is not capable. Let them tell us, show us their capacities, and then let us vote for them based on their capacities. So that problem is a mindset thing, and luckily for us, it's not everybody that has it. In fact, right now, there are more people who believe that women are exactly as capable as the men right now in Nigeria. Just that we haven't seen it a lot because several things that need to come together before the winning of elections is now possible have not come together. There's still too much maneuver. There's still too much dishonesty. There's still too much rigging, in short. So even when women are winning elections, we are not able to see that they are winning because they get rigged out.
Okay. All right. This one. Why is it that the media campaign in changing cultural norms that shots women not supported by mass movements of women in Nigeria?
I'm not sure about that. I don't have any experience with mass movements not supporting women. I think anybody that wants to move for anything, before you start putting money, time, and energy into a protest or into pursuing a particular agenda, it has to be an agenda that means a lot to you. So if it doesn't mean a lot to the people who normally push the big agendas, or the agendas that become really big, then that is what it is, until it becomes a big deal for somebody who is committed to do the work, and it may never become such a big deal for everybody. I mean, I don't really see the context of that question, but it's okay. If people expect mass movement to support women, pro-women matters, then those who believe in those pro-women matters should make that mass movement happen.
Okay. Okay. Now, as a woman, when you went into politics, going to run for the office of the president, okay, let's take for instance, you didn't really stay that long in Nigeria. From what I also read in your book, you've been traveling almost all your life, and one would have expected that, okay, when you come back, you have in the interest of the people at heart, you wanted to change a lot of things around Nigeria and stuff like that. So they would have expected, okay, maybe you run for a councillor, or maybe a governor, or the House of Reps, or all those other positions. Why straight to the office of the president? And did you ever think that as a woman you could win?
Okay, first and foremost, I was born and brought up in Nigeria, primary school, secondary school, university, everything. And even as I moved abroad and started to do the hustle and everything I do is Nigeria-centric in nature. I've never not done Nigeria. So there was never a time I cut out and didn't come back. There's no year I haven't been to Nigeria since I was born or lived in Nigeria. I am truly, truly Nigerian. That's that. And I grew up on the streets. I'm not even that kind of Nigerian that had it on a platter of gold. I was living in a mansion or anything. I was a street girl to the core. So I know what everyday Nigerians are going through. That's one. Now, when I came in to run for the office of president, it was because that is the only position I've ever dreamt of. And I think that's probably the only position I will be running for until I win it. I have been told that, come, there might be opportunities and you'll have to go to House of Rep or Senate or wherever and then continue there. I say, I don't mind. I don't mind that they call me one day. I say, okay, Eunice, look, this position is coming to your people and we believe it should be you, and come, just go. We're going to support you. You don't even have to spend your money. You just go and run. We'll support you. I will go because it's also part of the journey. But when it is my personal funds that I'm spending, my own waka that I will waka, and I'm carrying it all on my head, I will be carrying it for the position I really want, which is the presidency. Now, whether in that situation where I am spending my own personal money and doing the struggle on my own without any support from anybody anywhere, whether I am running for the councillor or running for the House of Rep or House of Assembly or Senate or governor, whatever I am running for, there is only maximum a 40% chance that I will win it, no matter how much I put in. Because there's a structure to politics in Nigeria that it's almost impossible to break into because of the way the voters think. The voters think it's either APC or PDP. So if you're not coming from APC or PDP, you have a problem already, a really big problem. And then to undo that problem, you need a lot of money, like double the amount of both PDP and APC candidates, double it, then you have a chance. Alone, with my own resources, it's highly unlikely for now that I'll be able to double what both APC and PDP put together can come in order to upset the situation enough to now win. So when I think about that, and I realize that if I carry that my 100 million naira and I put it into running for House of Councillor, I put it into running for local government chairman, House of Assembly, House of Rep, Senate, governor, I will still have as little chance to win any of those things as I have to win the presidency. But when I run for the presidency, which is truly the position I want to serve, that's the capacity within which I want to serve, I also have national coverage. So I'm able to go to every state, every local government, every ward to campaign. I don't have to sit in just my constituency and just be familiar with those people that I see every day anyway. I'll be able to spread it so that every time, every penny I put in, I am covering the country, because that is truly the people I want to lead the country, not just my state or my local government area or my senatorial district or whatever else is within the smaller chunks. So going for the presidency was the only choice for me. Number one, that's the position I really want. Number two, no matter what I do, whether I spend it on the local government councillor or on the presidency, I still have the same opportunity. In fact, probably even higher self for the presidency than for the local government chairman. Look at Banky W. He's one of the most popular musicians in Nigeria. He raced in Etiosa where people are highly educated. He still didn't win. Jagaban's people still won. So it's not just about how much money you can spend. It's not also about how popular you are. It's also about the political structures and how you are able to maneuver those. And until I am able to maneuver those political structures well, to easily and without stress go into Senate or House of Rep, I am only running for the presidency. As long as it is on my money, on my time, on my energy, on my network, it's only the presidency for me. If other people come in and they say, okay, babes, let's sponsor you, let's do this, let's help you, get into Senate, get into House of Rep because we need you there, let me appoint you minister, let me appoint you DG, all those things, fine, no problem. But with my money, my time, my energy is one position I'm after, and that's the presidency.
Okay.
That's the reason.
Why do you think Nigeria can be better under the leadership of a woman?
Well, it doesn't have to be. Well, I don't believe Nigeria will be better under the leadership of the man or better under the leadership of the woman. I don't think that way. Nigeria will be better under the leadership of the persons who believe strongly in equal justice and fair decision making, policies that will be applicable everywhere equally, and that will allow everybody the opportunity to be the best they can be and make the most they can of their lives. Whether it's a woman or man doesn't have any influence on that. The decisions that will help Nigeria can be made by men and they can be made equally by women. So I don't believe that a man is better than a woman or that a woman is better than a man. I just believe that the best people are those with integrity, knowledge, and passion to do what is right by the people of Nigeria.
Okay. We'll be diving a little bit into your personal life now. Let's let let's first of all go through this.
The Girl Who Said I Can. The book tells of her early days in the slums, her relationships, her sojourn through Europe and America, and her journey into Nigerian politics. A compelling story, a must-read. The Girl Who Said I Can. Available in paperback, Kindle, and major bookstores in Nigeria. Order yours today. The Girl Who Said I Can.
Hey, free advert, free advert. Hey, I'm going to get a lot of sales today. Hey.
Okay, let's look at The Girl Who Said I Can.
Yes.
EUNICE ATUEJIDE has a very inspirational story, growing up in the slums and all of that. You had several experiences, especially with what is going on in Nigeria now, the whole rape thing that is happening and all that. What was your driving force? What made you to take the decision that you're going to be better? Because a lot of people had experienced most of the things you have experienced in life, and at some point they went into drugs, some went into prostitution. A lot of things changed after their experiences, but yours is different. Look at you today. This is a profile. This is a profile. Like, seriously, how managed? What?
Hey, Madam Favor, you will not kill me today.
So, let's hear from you.
It's really, I think, maybe I don't know, I'm just different. So when bad things happen to me, I don't go in blaming myself, at least not for too long. I don't go in there feeling sorry for myself, at least not for too long. I don't go there feeling that the end has come, at least not for too long. Because those feelings do come. I think I even considered suicide in one or two occasions. And I'm like, at the end of the day, I am letting evil win. If I let all those things weigh me down for longer than necessary, yes, there's time you need to process what you've been through, recover from them, and get yourself back together. It is difficult. But what I always tell myself is that I am the only person in charge of my life. Nobody else can determine what happens to my life for me. And I don't want to be an unhappy person. And I don't want to be an unsuccessful person. And I don't want to be a story they tell with disgust and with sadness and with pity. I want to be a winner. And I'm not going to be a winner if I stay in that sadness, if I stay in that misery, if I keep only the pain in mind. So what I do for myself is to deal with the pain as quickly as possible and then start taking positive action, start another course. In fact, probably that's why I ended up with so many qualifications. I always try to improve myself. I ask myself, what were the things that could have been better about me and that may have helped me maybe even understand and foresee the dangers I was getting into and, prevent them from happening. And I tell myself I needed to know more, I needed to get more education. I have education in several areas: agriculture, law, biology, physics, business administration, languages, acting. I just go back to school or continue to study something or continue to improve on myself because I don't want to be an unhappy person. I don't want to be an unsuccessful person. And I will not get there by sitting down in misery and punishing myself and blaming everybody else but myself for my inability to get away from the evil. Yes, some of those things stay with you. I won't deny that they can really mess you up. But I believe that each and every one of us are strong enough to deal with these things and come out on the other side much stronger. I'm a very happy person today, despite all of that. You understand? But then even some of those experiences help me today to see danger and avoid them. When I come into a situation and I know this is not, somehow instinctively, some things will just play in your mind and you're like, and you can get away from that situation quicker than you would have if you hadn't even gone through some of the horrible experiences you went through. So I believe that God lets us go through some of these things to help us become a stronger version of us, because that's been my results. Deal with it and move on. That's what I do.
Okay, there were so many confusion in the minds of people when you ran for your office, and people felt you were too playful. You kept dancing at every slightest opportunity, so they felt it was, they had that pressure going on everywhere. Is this the person who is going to lead us? Is it okay? Let's take for instance. I'm going to play a video.
Hey, Jesus. So
Okay,
you
that's it. And I want you to see a comment here. There was this comment. The person asked, the person said, is this the person who ran for the office of the president or something like that? And someone actually responded and said, okay, because someone is running for an office, shouldn't the person be lively enough? Shouldn't the person be his or herself because you're running for an office? And that's where I want to ask this question. You know, politics is a different ball game altogether. It's not like our usual kind of everyday activity as a woman. We have fun, we take care of the kids, we are always on top of our games and all. But I think at some point, women should be made to understand that this thing you're going into is not like what you used to know. So, do you think that women should be like enlisted into behavioral change programs before going into politics and all that? I don't know. I'm just asking because a lot of people felt you were too.
I was to myself. I was to myself.
Yeah, you were to yourself. Maybe
Okay.
they actually
Now
prefer that. Okay,
so for me, when I came into politics, I saw the tightness, I saw the fakeness, I saw the like there's an uptightness about almost everybody, men and women alike. They feel like nobody will support you if you are yourself, so you have to be this way. So they have a script of how you need to be in order to get the support of the people. And then I looked at myself, I said, man, it go hard though. Me, Eunice, I cannot dance, I cannot go to party, I cannot talk to people in pidgin English if that's what I feel like doing. I have to be speaking for them if I want to. So I told my team members that, look, the problem people are going to have. I'm going to do this politics my way. The Eunice way is the Eunice way, and the Eunice way is this is me. Take me for who I am. If you people don't understand, I will keep coming back. At some point, you will get used to me. I've seen it in my life. People just after a while, they want you to be this way, you're not that way. They keep wanting you to be that way, you're not that way. Eventually, they understand that, haba, even as she is this way, she still does the work she's supposed to do. She's the only one that comes on time. She's the only one that finishes on time. She's the only one that actually gets the best results. By the time they finish all that accolades, they see that you're actually good at what you're doing. You know what you're doing and you're delivering results. But they wanted you to be a particular way. And that particular way would have given them the result that the other people were getting, which were not up to par with the results you are getting. They calm down. So I told my people, campaigning with Eunice, campaigning for Eunice is not going to be like campaigning for the other people who you tell what to do and they agree and they do what you say they should do. I am me, and I know that me as I am is very good for Nigeria. I know that the people don't know this. I know that they may not even agree. Maybe even for the next 10 years, I'll still be struggling to make them understand that Eunice is okay. But I will get there. And I want to get there being myself. I want the people to know that I have sense. But I know that they are more sensible than me. I want them to know that I have heart. I want the best for my country. I want them to know that every child in Nigeria deserves the best opportunities that I can help them get. And I want them to know that I can actually help them get it. When they understand this thing, the last thing they want to think about is that she dances, or that she laughs loud, or that her head is dry, or that the hairline is backward, or that she wears tight dresses, or that all those things would now become unimportant, because the important thing is that this woman has content, and it's that content that they want to see working for their benefit. So that's why I'm not ready to pretend or fake or be driving some expensive cars that I'm borrowing from people that I can't afford, or be throwing money that I don't have at people that, I just want to be myself every step of the way and still get the votes I need. If in 10 years' time I have not gotten the vote, I'll start wearing coats and wearing wrapper and tying my hair, and I don't know, whatever I will change. But for now, my purpose is to be myself. I'm a very happy person. You know that. You've been around me for a while. Very happy person. I love to see people happy around me. I will go through a needle hole to bring joy to the faces of everybody around me. And I would do it in my sports clothes, dancing and all the things. It's just, that's how I see life. I see the beauty of life. I want to live it, and I want every other person to know that they can live even when they are doing the things they need to do. Going to school, working, even being a priest. You can be a priest and still love dancing. There's nothing wrong with that. You are a politician, but it doesn't stop you from being you. You, as you are, can also be the politician. You don't have to be two people. One politician, the other one, you. Can be the same person. And I believe the people would even accept you more. Look at Osun State election. Adeleke. Adeleke definitely won that election with all his discordance. In fact, the reason that I was going crazy about Adeleke was because of the way he would just lose it and go and dance. He's a happy person. Happy people are normally good people, because if you're happy, you know that other people's happiness will increase your joy. So you will do what you need to do to bring happiness to the other people. So happy people are good for politics. The more happy people we can bring into politics, the higher the chance that we'll bring Nigeria to a place where everybody else is happy.
Okay, ma. Thank you very much for your time today. So, lastly, what's your advice to women who intends to go into politics and those who are already in politics that aren't doing what they are supposed to be doing? What do you have to say to them?
If you're in politics, whether you're a man or woman, but particularly for the woman, do the things you're supposed to do for the benefit of the people, because your children are going to be in this system. Your children's children are coming, and at the end of the day, they'll look back and it's you they have to blame for the way today is. For those who want to come in, don't be afraid. Prepare, because if the man is supposed to do 1 to get 1 vote, you are supposed to do 100 to get that same 1 vote. So you have to already tell yourself that you must be ready. You must be 100 times readier than all the men that they will put up against you, because then you give yourself a much better chance to win it based on merit. Prepare. And then for those of us who are already there, I said, don't give up. Don't give up, because much as it is difficult and you're going through a lot of pain, expense money, your family, your husband, everybody is suffering because you're hardly there to do the things that they would like you to do. Manage it. Somehow keep balancing it and stay in it. Because at the end of the day, you are highly likely to achieve something. And the most important thing to achieve is to get that power and use it for the benefit of everybody in that country. That's what I would say. This country needs many, 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 many of us, women, men of goodwill, of integrity. And as long as we keep remembering that and keep in the struggle, it's highly likely that we'll succeed.
Thank you so much, Ma. It's such a great pleasure to have you on the show today. And thank you for touching all the different areas that you touched. I'm really grateful on behalf of my team, my fans, your fans. I want to say thank you so much. And I pray to see you again the next election campaign.
I started campaigning. I'm campaigning now for Obaseki. As soon as Obaseki is over, it's EUNICE 2023. Oh, I started campaigning. I said I'm here to stay. I'm here to stay until I win presidency, and I'm going to see me every year.
We hope to see you up there, Ma. Thank you so much.
Dear. Thank you so much for the opportunity. You too.
Thank you, Ma.
Bye.
Bye. All right, that's it on the program today. So we just take this last advert and we will be rounding up. Don't go anywhere. All right, that's it on the show today, discussing women in politics with the presidential flag bearer of the National Interest Party. And like we all know, politics is for everyone. So don't think because you're a woman you can go into politics. It's for everyone. So long as you have what it takes to deliver to the people. What people want in politics is someone who is going to do the right thing, deliver what he or she has been put there to do. So don't think because you're a woman you can't be there. You can get your support from anywhere, especially from your fellow women. And women should also learn to encourage and support other women. It's very necessary that we support each other when it comes to politics, because if you don't support women, I don't know if you're expecting the men to support them. There is already this mindset that people have about women not supporting their fellow women. So I think the best thing to do is for women to start supporting women. And everyone should know that politics is for everyone, as long as you know what you're going in there to do for the purpose of the people. You are a servant, but in some situation, the people see politicians as God. But then you have to understand that these people are put in there to serve you. So they are your servants. So when you're picking people to lead you, to pick people to serve you through leadership, you have to pick the right kind of people. So be it a man, be it a woman, you should pick the right people to lead you. Thank you so much for joining us on the program today, Discussion Corner with Favor. I hope to see you on Sunday. Yeah, on Sunday. So Sunday is actually Father's Day according to the British calendar. So Sunday is Father's Day, and we'll be having Father's Day edition of Discussion Corner with Favor. We'll be having some daddies here to discuss with us how life was for them, having children, their greatest fear as fathers, and all of that when their kids were young, and everything you need to know about fatherhood and all that. So on Sunday, keep a date with us, 5 p.m. We'll be having Discussion Corner with Favor, the Father's Day edition. Thank you so much, and see you on Sunday. I remain your host, Favor Anyanwu. On this note, I will be signing out. But before I go, I think you all need to get this book. It's very necessary that you get the book.
The Girl Who Said I Can. The book tells of her early days in the slums, her relationships, her sojourn through Europe and America, and her journey into Nigerian politics. A compelling story, a must-read. The Girl Who Said I Can. Available in paperback, Kindle, and major bookstores in Nigeria. Order yours today. The Girl Who Said I Can.
So what you've been through in life shouldn't stop you from getting to your destination. That's what the book is actually about. So it's going to motivate you on what to do, on how to go through your life journey and everything. So see you on Sunday. Have a good evening. God bless you. I remain Favor Anyanwu, your host on Discussion Corner with Favor. Thank you so much.